Bayley gets revenge on Lyra Valkyria during a fierce clash on WWE. Friendship in wrestling has an expiration date, and tonight that date arrived with the force of a wrecking ball swinging straight through the middle of a locker room bromance nobody thought would crumble this fast. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria used to finish each other's sentences, now they are trying to finish each other's careers. If that whiplash does not have you leaning forward already, just wait. And before we dive into the wreckage, go ahead and subscribe, tap that notification bell, because Wrestling Rush news breaks down every betrayal the moment it happens. Let us rewind to understand how we got here, because this rivalry did not spawn out of nowhere, it festered slowly like a crack in the foundation nobody bothered to patch up in time. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria built their alliance on mutual respect, two competitors who genuinely seemed to enjoy elevating each other rather than tearing each other down. In an industry built on backstabbing and shifting loyalties, their friendship stood out like a rare, genuine thing worth protecting. Which, of course, made it the perfect target for wrestling's favorite plot twist, betrayal from the person you trusted most. Tension had been simmering for weeks, small moments that seemed insignificant in isolation but added up like interest on a debt nobody realized they were accumulating. A missed assist here, a hesitant celebration there, the kind of subtle shifts that fans dissect frame by frame because we all know exactly what they usually mean. This is where the story gets interesting, because Lyra Valkyria, hungry to prove she belongs at the top of the division on her own merit, made a choice that shattered the partnership entirely, costing Bayley an opportunity that mattered far more than either of them let on publicly. Bayley does not process betrayal quietly, and anyone who has followed her career knows that beneath the sunny exterior lives someone who remembers every slight with the precision of an accountant auditing old records. This is a woman who has already lived through one earth-shattering betrayal in this industry and rebuilt herself from the ashes stronger and more calculated than before. So when Lyra crossed that line, Bayley did not explode immediately. She waited, she watched, and she planned her response with the patience of someone who understands that revenge served too early often misses the mark entirely. Tonight, that patience paid off. The two former friends stepped into the ring for a match billed as a simple showcase of talent, but everyone watching understood this was never going to stay simple. From the opening bell, the chemistry that once made them such an effective team transformed into something far more dangerous, each competitor using intimate knowledge of the other's tendencies as a weapon rather than a shortcut to cooperation. Think of it like two former business partners who suddenly know exactly where all the skeletons are buried, and are not afraid to dig them up mid-negotiation. Lyra Valkyria brought speed and precision, dictating pace early and clearly trying to prove that cutting Bayley loose was the right call all along. But here is the thing about underestimating a veteran with a grudge: experience has a way of finding openings that youthful ambition simply cannot anticipate. This is where the match shifted from competitive showcase into something far more personal, because Bayley began targeting specific body parts with an intent that went beyond simple strategy. It felt like punishment, calculated and deliberate. The crowd sensed the shift immediately, that electric hum that only happens when everyone in the building realizes they're witnessing something that matters beyond the outcome of a single match. Lyra fought back with everything she had, refusing to fold despite the mounting pressure, because pride alone would not let her collapse in front of the very fans who once cheered for the friendship she chose to abandon. But Bayley had one gear left that Lyra simply was not prepared for, the gear reserved for moments when betrayal demands an answer. The finish came suddenly, violently, and left absolutely no ambiguity about how Bayley felt regarding the friendship she once valued. A statement finisher, delivered with enough force to make the entire arena wince collectively, put Lyra Valkyria down for the 3 count while Bayley stood over her former ally without a single ounce of celebration, just cold, quiet satisfaction. Think of it like watching someone close a door not with a slam, but with deliberate, controlled finality, somehow more unsettling than rage ever could be. Here is why this moment carries weight beyond a simple win or loss column. Bayley just proved that beneath her approachable exterior lives a competitor who remembers every debt owed and collects with interest. For Lyra Valkyria, this loss is not just about points on a record, it is about learning the hard way that burning bridges in this industry often means the person on the other side eventually finds their way back across regardless. Their rivalry is far from finished, and something tells us Lyra will not accept this outcome quietly for long. This fractured friendship has become one of the most compelling stories in the women's division, proof that the best rivalries are not built on random matchups, they are built on history, betrayal, and the kind of emotional weight that makes every strike feel personal. Bayley got her revenge tonight, but in wrestling, revenge rarely stays settled for long. Thank you so much for watching, we will see you in the next one.